13 Lives is a new Ron Howard movie, and it's based off a true story of a soccer team of young kids and their coach being stuck in a cave in Thailand when a monsoon all of a sudden hit. Now I'm very excited to give you guys my review for this movie, and if you're new here, be sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel. Now with that out of the way, let's get into this review. So as I said, 13 Lives is based off a true story, and these events took place in 2018, and I can remember hearing about what was going on the news back in 2018, so I was very curious to see what this movie was going to be like. I was excited about it because it was Ron Howard, and I'm a fan of Ron Howard as a director. I love Apollo 13, and I'm a big fan of his Grinch movie. So I was excited to see what he was going to do, and I can say so far this is one of my favorite movies that's come out this year. I just thought it was great the way they filmed it with the underwater scenes. I thought Ron Howard handled it great. He was able to make it suspenseful even when, like, somebody like me who knew what happened and the outcome, I still felt the suspense even though I knew what was going to happen. But the way he filmed the underwater scenes was really good. It looked like there were either actually in a cave or a built set for the most part. There's just a few moments where it looked like there may have been some CGI, but not a lot. So I thought it was really well done, and I expect a lot of it was sets, although I'm not positive about that. If it was, they did a really good job of constructing them. One thing that they did in this movie that I really liked, because it added to the suspense, was once the kids were and the coach were trapped in the cave, you didn't see them again until the divers found them in the cave. Like you knew they were there, but the movie didn't cut, from the divers trying to figure out what to do. It never cut from them back to the kids to check out what's happening with them. It did that later on, but it didn't do that until the divers found the kids for the first time. And I thought that added a level of suspense for if you don't know the story or when the outcome of it, because you just don't know what state the kids are in. You don't know if they're alive or they're just weak or whatever. So I really like that. I thought that was really cool. Another thing this movie did, which I'm kind of mixed about, is at the start it moves along the storyline of what actually happened really fast, and it was good in the sense that it didn't waste time building up. It just got right to the meat of the story really fast. But there's also just a lot of time jumps at the start where the kids are trapped in the cave, and then all of a sudden it's the next day, and then it's 2 days later, then all of a sudden it's 5 days later. So it's kind of jumping past things, and they may not have been important things, but it was just like, okay, we're this far ahead, now we're this far ahead. So it moved the story along so that we got right to the meat of the story really fast, but it just felt like it was not rushed, but just maybe kind of choppy. Like it would just totally jump a couple of days. So it sort of felt like maybe they were missing some stuff, maybe just even get to know some of these characters a bit more, to care a bit more about them, like the divers. But that wasn't a huge issue because, like I said, once it really does get into the meat, which is pretty quickly, it's really interesting, and the actors all do a really good job. They always held my attention when I was watching them, and there was never really a dull moment in this movie for me, which was good because this is a longer movie. It's around 2 hours 30 minutes, so it is a longer movie, but I really liked it. It was suspenseful, like I said, and it was cool to see these different things going on at the same time beyond just the rescuers, the divers going through the cave trying to find the kids and making a plan of how to get them out. There are things that I wasn't aware of, like they were trying to fill these sinkholes on top of the mountain because the cave was in the mountain and the water was getting through that, so they're trying to fix those. But it was interesting, they had to divert the water somewhere, and it had to divert into the was it rice fields, I believe it was, which was people's livelihoods. So they did get permission to do that from those people, which was good, but I didn't realize all that was going on and stuff like that. It was cool to see it. They didn't focus too much on it, and I was okay with that. I can see some people may have wanted to see more of that, but the real meat of this movie was more with the divers trying to find the kids, and then they had to come up with a plan of how to get them out. And then how they did get them out was, I didn't know about. I knew they got them out, but I didn't know they got them out this way. And like it, because it is based on a true story, it was hard to tell if they were just making it more suspenseful by doing it this way, or this is how they did it. And you could sort of believe that they could have done it this way and it wouldn't have been known because of how they did it. It was, I won't spoil what it was, but once you see it, you get why they did it the way they did, but you can also understand why they wouldn't want it known, at least initially, how they did it, how they got the kids out. But it was very interesting for me. Like I said, it was very well filmed in those scenes where they're underwater. Very suspenseful. It was cool. They took moments to even just show how the divers were starting to be affected by this situation, like where they think they've lost somebody or were about to, die or something themselves. It was cool. They gave some moments to those characters to just show how it was affecting them. And overall, I really loved this movie. It was, like I said, it had me gripped the whole time. I was invested in it. It was very interesting because there are things that I didn't know about. I'm sure the stuff they took just to make it more suspenseful or entertaining for the audience, but I'm sure for the most part it was fairly accurate. So I really like this movie. I would definitely recommend it. It's on Amazon Prime Video right now, so if you have that, I would definitely recommend you check it out. I would give 13 Lives an 86%. I thought this movie was absolutely great. So stay tuned for some of my upcoming reviews. Soon I should have a review out for Diamonds Are Forever and Season 4 of Stranger Things, so stay tuned for those. And again, if you're new here, be sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel. And until my next video, take care everybody.